the young, and the restless spoilers. Alan's arrival in Genoa City was nothing short of a fresh start, a blank slate brimming with possibilities that he eagerly embraced. Having left behind whatever past he had, Alan was ready to make his mark in this new town, and it didn't take long for the local women to notice him. Tall, dark, and undeniably handsome, with an air of sophistication and a hint of mystery, Alan was the kind of man who naturally drew attention wherever he went. His talents and charm only added to his allure, making him the subject of many whispered conversations and admiring glances. But Alan's interest wasn't in basking in the attention of just any woman. His encounter with Phyllis Summers, one of Genoa City's most captivating and complicated figures, was the spark that set his heart racing. The moment he laid eyes on her, Alan was struck by her undeniable beauty, but it was her sharp mind and fierce independence that truly intrigued him. Phyllis was no ordinary woman, she was a force to be reckoned with, a woman who had weathered more storms than most and come out stronger for it. Alan was hooked, and he knew it. Phyllis, on the other hand, wasn't just another pretty face. She was well aware of the effect she had on men, and she wasn't shy about using it to her advantage. But there was more to Phyllis than just a beautiful exterior. Beneath her stunning looks was a woman scorned, a woman with a deep-seated resentment towards the Abbott family. To Phyllis, the Abbotts were nothing more than a bunch of deceitful, self-serving individuals who had wronged her in more ways than one. And now, with Alan showing such keen interest in her, Phyllis saw an opportunity, a chance to strike back at the family she so despised. Traci Abbott, the kind-hearted and gentle soul of the Abbott clan, had finally found happiness with Alan. After years of heartbreak and loneliness, Traci believed she had found a man who truly understood her, someone who appreciated her for who she was. For the first time in a long while, Traci allowed herself to dream of a future filled with love and companionship. But that dream was now under threat, and Traci, despite her sweetness, was no fool. She had seen the way Alan looked at Phyllis, and it sent a chill down her spine. Traci knew all too well the kind of woman Phyllis was. Phyllis had a history of tearing apart relationships, of going after what she wanted with ruthless determination, regardless of the consequences. And now, it seemed that Phyllis had set her sights on Alan. Traci's insecurities began to gnaw at her. She couldn't help but wonder, could she truly compete with someone like Phyllis? Was Alan's affection for her strong enough to withstand the allure of a woman as striking and confident as Phyllis? As for Alan, he found himself caught in the middle of a growing storm. He genuinely cared for Traci, her kindness and warmth had been a balm to his soul, something he hadn't realized he needed until he met her. But Phyllis was something entirely different. She was thrilling, unpredictable, and exhilarating in a way that both excited and terrified him. The more time he spent with Phyllis, the more he found himself drawn to her, unable to resist the magnetic pull between them. Phyllis, for her part, knew exactly what she was doing. She played her cards with expert precision, using her charm to pull Alan closer while keeping him just on the edge of wanting more. She could see the conflict in his eyes, the way he wrestled with his feelings for Traci while being inexorably drawn to her. And Phyllis loved it. This was her game, and she was determined to win. Traci, meanwhile, found herself in a position she never thought she'd be in, fighting for the man she loved against a rival who was far more experienced in the art of seduction. Traci's self-doubt grew with each passing day as she watched Alan and Phyllis grow closer. But she wasn't ready to give up just yet. Traci had fought too hard for her happiness to let it slip away without a fight. The tension between the three of them reached a breaking point when Traci finally confronted Alan. She had to know where she stood. Was she truly the woman he wanted, or was Phyllis already taking her place in his heart? Alan, caught off guard by Traci's directness, struggled to find the right words. He cared for Traci, he really did, but the truth was, his feelings for Phyllis were growing stronger by the day. The guilt weighed heavily on him, but the thrill of his connection with Phyllis was something he couldn't easily ignore. Phyllis, never one to shy away from a confrontation, decided to take matters into her own hands. She approached Traci with a cool confidence that sent shivers down the other woman's spine. Phyllis made it clear that she had no intention of backing down. She laid out her intentions plainly. She was going to take Alan from Traci, and there was nothing Traci could do about it.